Ever feel like all of your effort is going unnoticed? Or you're working really hard at things, but it just doesn't seem like it matters? I had an experience like that today where I was given some news that was very unexpected, took me completely off guard. But yet, the interesting thing is that often we only hear what we want to hear, or we hear the emotional part, the part that kind of shocks us, and we can overlook some of the other stuff that maybe the person is also trying to say. So I had a conversation with somebody today, and they started out with, we'll call it some negative feedback that I was not expecting. I was taken very off guard to receive, but it was followed up by an invitation to step into something more aligned with me. But it's interesting how it's taking me a few hours. It's been quite a few hours now since this happened to really dissect, I guess is the right word, what happened and what else was said, and trying not to get stuck on the negative. So the reason I'm sharing this is because I think this is a really great example of what can happen generally in our lives. Is we tend to only take the negative and not necessarily hear the positive, or certainly not take the positive as heavily. Like the negative weighs so much more heavily, and the positive seems to just like, oh yeah, you're right, I forgot he said that too, right? And so this is me kind of reminding myself, but also hoping that my reflection can be of benefit to somebody else who's listening to this. Honestly, that is really the whole point of this channel. Is I feel like I'm learning and growing out loud. I'm bringing you guys along for my journey. So even though I have trained in coaching and I've taken a lot of courses and my NLP and like all the things, right? It doesn't even matter though. That's the thing, is it doesn't matter what you know or how trained you are. One of my favorite quotes is, you can't read the label from inside the jar. So you guys, you guys get to help me get outside that jar and try to read that label. And so I tend to do that here. I tend to kind of reflect and share what's going on in my life as a means to help me unravel it, and hopefully through my unraveling and my reflection and my new awarenesses that I'm trying to come up with, that you will also maybe get some new awarenesses and an opportunity to reflect or say, oh, I can relate to that. Oh, okay, so maybe this is what's happening. Or, oh, okay, that's a great idea that I hadn't thought of. Because I certainly appreciate those when I stumble onto other people's YouTube videos or TikTok videos. It's like, oh, okay, hang on, let me take that in. Let me hear what that person has said, and let me see how I can apply that to my life and my situation. So yeah, so anyways, I guess I'm here kind of just wanting to realign the idea that there was this conversation that was had, and only the very beginning of it had some negative feedback to it. The rest of the conversation, the other 45 minutes that we talked, were actually really great. And so my reminder to myself, and a reminder to anyone who's listening, that we have to be open to hearing the entire conversation, the entire message, and not get so bogged down with the negative. It was a quarter of the message, but yet that seems to be where I got stuck. So this is just my invitation to any of you to maybe replay the entire message and not just get stuck on the negative like I did.